Choo choo!
Oh, thank you, Boba. Welcome to Sim Sunday.
Sim Sunday.
Choo choo. How do you feel about trains?
I'm a train enthusiast now that I've moved somewhere where I can ride on a train.
Oh, trains are amazing. Before Cozy Games, we had Cozy Trains. Okay, so just locally, just down the road, is the West Somerset Railway. Mm-hmm. I actually went there last year and saw a steam train going along. Ooh. This is something I needed in my world. Oh, by the way, this video is sponsored by Train Sim World 5 and Dovetail Games. Mm-hmm. If you haven't checked it out, they've just done a Thomas the Tank Engine DLC, which we're going to have a look at today. But it is on Steam, it's on Epic, it's on Game Pass, it's
Xbox.
This is a huge thing.
Epic Game Store.
And I've been playing it a lot over the last week, and it's like serious.
Yeah.
Right? This is like a real job for real train lovers and train enthusiasts. And I grew up with Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just dive straight in.
You know, I remember watching a lot of Thomas the Tank Engine, even though he's British.
He is British.
He's British, right? But
well, he's a British train.
On the West Somerset Railway. And Thomas the Tank Engine was waiting at Dunster Station.
That's where I went.
He and Sir Topham
Did you see Thomas?
Been invited
I
to
didn't.
the railway and were on their way to Minehead for a big welcome.
Minehead, nice part of the world.
I love that guy.
I can't wait to get to Minehead.
I love him. I'm not even being silly. I remember him.
He's one of the designers of Thomas, to Topham
Yes,
Hat.
Thomas, I have. Replied
Oh, I have. Is he
Mr.
Northern?
Peters and I have been
Most train people are, yeah.
Yeah.
I do hope my branch line back on Sodor will be all right without me.
Okay.
I'm sure my passengers will miss their regular train rides.
Don't worry, Thomas.
I'll take over for Thomas while he's gone.
Will you?
Yeah, I can put people on my back and go choo-choo and run down as fast as I can. It'll be slow.
We'll get your face on a train.
Oh my gosh. I kind of like that.
Okay, so this is like the real station.
Oh my goodness.
In the real world. It does look like this.
House right there too.
Yeah, it's modelled off the real world.
That's so cool.
There's even like a castle over there. You can see that's Dunster Castle. And obviously we got Thomas here. Oh, sugar. I just put the throttle on a bit.
Oh, Thomas.
There's Thomas.
Hold, what do they say?
And there's like a
Hold
hipster
your
with his
horses,
coffee.
Hold your engines.
Visiting Thomas. But yes, Thomas Tank Engine. He is a tank engine.
Yeah.
It's not a tank. The engine refers to this part of the train. This is the train.
Yeah.
Whereas this is the engine of the train.
Okay.
I just thought I'd explain this to you in case you were worried.
I'm also a bit distracted because you picked your character at the start. And is that him? Because there was no mention of a ponytail in the back there.
I did design my guy.
Just a business
I just
guy.
wanted to make a business guy.
He's got a ponytail.
He's got something going on. Now listen, these old steam trains around the UK, they're kind of rarefied, like they're passionate, volunteer-led stuff. And this is a heritage railway, and it's still going today. And it's honestly, it doesn't really make very much money. It just sort of, it sometimes ferries tourists around, but it's mostly kind of just a classic, like, nice thing to have.
Well, I went on the Polar Express train, and I'm pretty sure that's a steam engine. And that was in, like, the Midlands or something.
That sounds about right.
But it was full of children. And so it was very loud.
Well, kids love trains.
They do.
And so do adults. So this is a great blend. So, okay, weirdly, though, like, we'll actually look in the cabin. I've been doing the tours because I thought that I would have to drive a steam train. And driving a steam train is really complicated.
Ooh.
It's got like all of these controls and levers and things. And in the actual...
Does it look like that?
Well, I think originally when they designed this DLC, they made him like a proper steam train and it had all the levers. And then they realized that kids and stuff were going to play this and they would not have a clue. So they actually really simplified it down to just the throttle. So it's just got like a foot pedal where you can just
cool.
start going.
Ooh,
backwards.
Lewis, why are we going backwards?
My bad, I pressed the wrong button. So there's two buttons. Throttle forwards and throttle backwards.
Forwards or backwards.
Which is a lot less than a regular... We might have a look at a regular steam train. I might try and get you to drive one in a bit.
Oh my goodness. But, I don't know if I can be trusted with that.
So...
Choo-choo!
I didn't look at any of the lights or the signals. I just assumed that it was all good to go.
Uh-oh.
I wonder what kind of jobs I'll get to do here.
Nice.
So this is the West Somerset countryside. It's beautiful. You should visit.
Let's go on the train. Do they have one that does like afternoon tea or something?
Literally this. Well, the carriages are a bit more like just sort of seaters, you know. There's not really. They're quite small. It's not like the Orient Express or something. It's very.
I would like that.
Thomas is kind of a.
See, like a taxi.
So a tank engine is called a tank engine because it has the water tanks built into it, which means he can do a bit of everything, but he can't go really fast. But he's not got the most traction, but he can kind of do everything.
So it's like when you have to pick your car in a racing game, and he's like the medium guy.
Yeah,
right?
he's the medium guy. So Minehead is on the coast. It's the end of the line.
Okay.
It's like a nice seaside town even now.
Yeah, a little cyclist on the side. Look at him go.
Look at these other guys with their faces as well.
Oh my goodness! Look at that.
The trailers are always
Looks like he's like this. I love the taste of coal. I love to eat coal.
They're all a bit kind of like not evil, but like a bit derp.
Yeah.
The trailers.
I like them.
Boom. Perfect parking.
He looked around and noticed a smartly
It's
dressed man
JD!
standing on the platform.
From the Longest Johns.
It does look a bit like him.
Hello. And
It's Mr.
welcome to
Peters.
the West Somerset Railway.
Oh, he's got a little country
Must be
accent.
Thomas.
Farmer. That's all I know how to say with the country
West
accent.
Somerset.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you, sir. Puff Thomas.
Thomas has given him like side eye.
You've been given the chance to come and visit your
Thomas has got just that like resting train face.
Like cheeky face.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so there's like a whole quest line of missions we can do. But this is obviously the first mission, and it's quite straightforward.
Yeah.
Annie and Clarabelle.
Clarabelle's all the way in the back.
Looking the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, she's got to make sure. Someone's got to always be at the back to
I
watch
see.
Thomas's back, right?
Yeah,
What if someone tried to climb on the train without a ticket?
exactly. They get eaten.
Clarabelle just
That's why they got that
shunts
face on
them.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a shunter.
Is this the mean one?
Yeah.
Oh, I
he's,
love him. Is that him?
No, this is a different mean one.
Diesel.
This is.
Devious Chuckle.
So, would you like? We can pick a different chapter if you like, because we've got. This is the one we just did,
Yeah.
but we could do a chapter as Diesel where he basically moves these carts around.
Yeah.
And blocks Thomas's way. This one is. I had a look at this one as well. This is where Thomas has to like move the carts back to where they were before.
Oh, because of the aftermath of Diesel's devious deeds. Let's do the devious deeds ourselves to
Okay.
start with. I want to be devious. Devious Diesel.
The Devious Diesel. Thomas was sitting outside the shed dozing. He also noticed Annie and Clarabelle.
This is how they sleep.
Just next there.
With a little wheelbarrow there.
I'm imagining that those little things in front of Thomas are his legs. Those little black straps.
The little
And
bumpers.
so he's just a little like man sitting on the front of the train.
Spend even more time getting
Oh.
them back.
Oh, so he's gonna take them away.
Thomas won't be a really useful engine if he's late.
It's all
Right.
it's all very low stakes stuff, right? Thing about this game is
Yeah.
everything is all rendered in like great detail.
Oh my gosh, you can move around?
Yeah, you can get out. You can have a look at Diesel.
Look at how loud Diesel is. Look at him. Look at his pointy nose. He's rolling his eyes at you.
Well, you
this
know.
guy gets out of the train.
In the regular Diesel trains, you can. I think they have like lights on the front. You can. I think you have to turn them off manually. There's a lot of manual stuff. You wouldn't believe actually how much
You need to do
how much
on a
manual
train.
stuff there is. And this game obviously is designed around simulating real
gonna
trains in
walk
real
there?
places. No.
Are you
but
saying this Diesel guy, I'm not doing devious deeds with Diesel.
I'm just
walking.
I'm just saying that there's a lot of this is like kind of this feels like a really simple scenario, but in fact, if you were doing all the actual controls manually,
Yeah.
oh my god, it would be very complicated. So, do you want to have a go actually?
Oh, that's scary.
So okay, so you're controlling him.
Okay.
There's two controls. They're very simple. It's A and D.
Okay.
So try and one of them will be back up. So go for it.
Nope, the wrong one.
Not that.
So this way.
Yeah, there you go. Right, back up. And so you can use the arrow keys to do camera controls if you want to see where you're going.
I'm scared. What if I go too fast?
If you go through a red light as well,
so I'm allowed,
you'll fail the mission.
Am I allowed? I'm pointing. Am I allowed 10 miles per hour then?
Yeah. So in fact, if you see the speedometer there, that is down in the right. That is that little exclamation mark is the zone that you're in and how fast you can go in it.
All right. I've kicked it up a notch.
So you have to change to the other side of the station. So in order to do that, you have to reverse out of the station and back in.
Okay.
It's a whole process.
Is that so I'm facing the right way?
No, you won't be able to turn around. You just sort of most of this is going in and out and in and out. But these trains mostly have the same. Some of them have the same strength in reverse gear as forward gear. Mm-hmm. I'm not a train expert.
You just like some. All right, so I need to slow down. Nice and easy, Diesel.
You're doing a great job, Boba. Honestly.
3, 2. Oh, what if I'm gonna have to kick it just a little bit more. Oh.
Well, you don't want to ever let it stop entirely. It takes a lot more throttle to get it going.
Okay.
You know.
What if I'm doing like this?
Than if you can maintain it. You know, trains have very, very poor stopping distance generally.
Yeah.
Partly because they're very. That's what makes them so efficient. You know how they go along the rails, right? So that's a light there. You're gonna have to check that light. So if you could just like have a look. So wait for that to be not red.
And then I have to go back in.
And then you have to drive back across. Yeah.
Look at that.
There you go. So this is fine now. You can go for it now. All right.
Choo choo. I have to be rude like Diesel, right? He's devious. Get out of my way! I've got to do a mission!
I don't know if he's evil as much as like...
He's just devious. Is there a...
Yeah.
Headlights on?
I think it's actually space, I want to say. If you hold it down.
Reward! That's it.
Oh, nice. We didn't do Thomas's horn. So you're going to grab those guys, you're going to reverse back up to where you came from, and then you're going to drive back in again.
Okay.
Okay. It's not like a race or like there's not a bomb about to go off. You know, it's low stakes stuff. You're literally moving, but this is mostly what doing stuff in a train yard is about, right? It's about getting the right things in the right place.
I'm nervous.
You can just bump it in. Nice and
am I allowed to bump?
Gently. You shouldn't bump, but...
Is that a good bump?
Left click. Yeah, I think you're attached.
Okay.
Okay, and then reverse. Nice.
Oh, look at that now. Hey, look at me, Mr. Bicycle Man. I'm a train. Wow, that's really nice, says the bicycle man.
He belled you. Did you see that?
He did. Do I...
To say hi.
We're communicating.
He belled you.
He did. Maybe that was Bell Dude. Hey there, Ted. Working hard or hardly working, am I right?
My brother works in the railways as like a signalman.
Does he?
Yeah, so he goes out and fixes broken signals and stuff.
Look at that guy.
It's the same guy.
So I think I'm just being devious and moving Thomas's stuff, really, right?
Yeah.
Devious.
You're just blocking him in. So he's gonna wake up and it's like a prank.
Okay.
Basically, you're just pranking Thomas the Tank Engine.
But now I'm blocked out, aren't I?
How are you blocked out?
Because if Thomas is blocked in, now I'm gonna be on this other side. I'm gonna have to keep going, aren't I?
What are you talking about? You could just. What do you mean?
This guy.
Yeah.
If he wants to get back to that station now, what's he gonna do?
Well, he can just switch tracks. Just break it up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's that mission. Pretty much done. I think before we run out of time, we should do
a real one.
A real one where like you actually drive a real steam train.
Me?
Yeah. So
I don't know if I'm qualified.
There's loads of routes. Obviously, there's loads of different routes. I've just got a couple of them, but there's tons. You can go and do American, Californian trains. You can do like German trains or whatever, New York trains. So it's a sunny day.
Yeah.
They've had to put extra trains on because it's so popular with people, tourists.
Going to the beach.
Look, all these guys, all these Duncans want to go to the beach. We're at Bishop's Lydiard. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is the train we're going to be using.
Milk churns.
I think I accidentally stood on a milk churn. So there's missions to do. Do you want to follow the instructions?
Sure.
Because you are going to have to drive these commuters in this diesel class train.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's what I would do if I was a train person. Alright then. Alright, everybody listen up. We going to the beach. Ain't gonna have no problems on this train, you hear me? About to drive this train. Definitely going to. Excuse me, sir. Alright then, I'm very qualified to drive this train, just saying. No trouble, no problems from none of you.
So,
mind the gap.
Climb up the ladder and sit yourself in the engineer's seat.
Just gonna sit in my engineer's seat real quick, where I sit every day when I drive this train.
I think you might have trapped yourself in the door there a bit, but that's fine.
No, I haven't. I'm a train man, Lewis.
So, set the main light switch to on. So if you look up, there'll be a main light switch up there. Okay. So you want to click that. Main light switch to on, the bottom right one it's saying. Click that. Okay. And then you have to climb out of the train.
Okay.
And go down onto the tracks, onto the front of the train.
Why is it red? It's scary?
I think it's just painted red.
No, my cursor's like red, like you're in danger.
You want to turn that light on. Turn
it on.
Okay. And then we want to load the passengers by unlocking the doors.
All right, then, load it up, load it up.
So as you can see, it's loading in the top left. You see that bar is going up, the little candy bar. And when that reaches the top, we're going to go.
I thought that's the meter for when my barbershop quartet shows up.
It is. So enjoy this moment of tranquility before the chaos begins.
Final boarding, final call, everybody. Get on the train if you're going to the beach.
I wish it was like this. Well, maybe it is like this. Maybe it's all friendly like this with a friendly train lady yelling at people.
All right, then I see my train's not good enough for you. You're going to walk there. All right, good luck with that. It's a hot one.
Okay, are you ready?
No.
Okay, so on board, close the doors, sit down, and set the reverser to forward. So left click, drag it, there you go, forward, nice. And then set the brakes to release. So driver's brake, yeah, we want to change that to release. Nice. And then that is the horn.
What song am I playing?
Thomas Tank Engine.
Yeah!
Throttle to
increase. What? It just says increase, it doesn't say how many.
Just increase it to a number. Okay, then let's have a look out the door. We're off. We're going. We have to stop at the location Crocombe Heathfield, which we're due to arrive there in 10 minutes.
I'm nervous. I think I'm going too fast.
No. You need to put a little bit of speed on.
How?
We can turn down the throttle a bit, actually.
It's do I.
Look out the window. Let's see where we're going. Okay, we're just going along the train track.
What do you mean I gotta see which way I'm going? It's a track. It goes only one way. No,
okay, now you can let her out a bit further.
All the way? Throttle set to 4.
I know.
Do I get a warp drive or anything like that?
Well, this isn't Back to the Future. No, you're not gonna get an 88 miles an hour steam train. Now, with the actual steam trains of this, you do have to load them up with coal halfway and stuff and water. There's a whole thing.
All right, if you look to your left, you'll see some trees. If you look to your right, I think it's more trees and a field. Might see some sheep if you're lucky. Might see a pheasant. Or 2.
It's just like being on a real train, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Look at gauges. I don't want to look at those. What do I need gauges for? This is what now I need to do, right? I just need to touch random stuff to see what it does. This is how science works. Look at that. We need some air in here.
Well, I really don't think you should be leaving the driver's seat while the train's in motion.
Look, so when people play these games, do they put like a audiobook on at the same time? Or like, what does a train guide do?
If you were driving a train, would you put an audiobook on?
I don't know, because I have a lot of anxiety. And so I think at all times I'd be anxious.
Yeah, no, well, exactly. Like, it's your first time driving a train. You don't want to, like, get distracted and drive it off the side, do you?
Can't do that. I'm not steering it. Me takes my hands off. Woo!
Oh, it's just very tranquil, isn't it? It's very easy.
Tranquil.
You know? You don't have to, like... You don't have to panic. You don't have to shovel coal and, like, pull a load of levers.
Should I check on everyone?
It's just you and the guys.
Oh, I thought everyone was gone, and I was like, ghost... What's he looking at? Me crawling along the sides of the train. How are you doing? This guy. Aren't you supposed to be driving? This guy definitely has a podcast. Like this guy has a train podcast.
Yeah, he probably talks about his work on the West Somerset Railway, you know, the Heritage Railway.
Today on train, I had to deal with people, take them to the beaches.
No. They don't talk about that kind of stuff. They talk about, like, the traction, the horsepower, like the wheels, like, you know.
Maybe we'll see,
houses.
What's his name? Francis? Is that who it is? That guy that really likes trains that puts the camera in his mouth?
Oh, yes.
Where's Francis? Francis! I'm honking for you! This one's for you, Francis. Pours one out. I think his name's Francis.
Pour one out for Francis. He's not dead.
Honk one out for Francis. These people living their idyllic countryside life.
I know. So what do you think? Could you be a train driver on this, like, Heritage Railway?
If it was this game and I was playing it like I am now, I don't feel anxious. If I was a real life person in charge of a giant machine filled with people, I would be anxious.
Yeah, but, you know, you've got...
But that's why I play a video game.
There'll be an old man in here with you, making sure you're not anxious. You know, he'll be doing all the serious stuff. You'll just be...
like what I'm doing right now. An old man making sure I'm not anxious while I drive a train in a video game.
All right, that's enough. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thomas and Friends Visit the West Somerset Railway just launched on so many platforms. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and Epic Games Store, and you can play now by clicking on the link in the video description. You can also play the core Train Sim World 5 without the DLC on Game Pass. There's a link in the description. Thank you for joining us.
Was that a train joke?
We'll see you with another sim game next Sunday.
See you.
Bye.